Correct.
Codes are basically shortcuts to human understanding,
Yeah.
which have certain associations. If I'm walking down a toothpaste aisle, you will find red, green, white, blue, these colors. Suddenly, if there's a neon pink, you're like, huh? What? That is what you want.
The category code for Heinz is to show ketchup. The campaign that was presented was a burger with no fucking ketchup. And that fucked with people's minds. And the only thing that saw was the Heinz logo. That's it.
Yeah.
Even without seeing the product, you actually wanted the product even more because you couldn't see it. Do you think category codes should exist?
Okay, I have a little game for you.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something. Okay. Think of it as the packaging of a particular brand or category. You don't have to tell me, you don't have to name a brand, but you have to tell me the closest category that packaging would be of.
Okay.
Fair enough? Simple.
What's behind you?
The colors. Okay. Yellow.
Lighting.
Lighting. Interesting. Okay. This is packaging, by the way, you're seeing on shelf. Not
Yeah.
the light itself. Just
Yeah.
Pink.
Beauty.
What beauty? Beauty is very big. Specify.
Skincare.
Skincare. Specify.
Creams.
Okay. Got two more. Orange. We're pinkish but orange.
Also beauty, also skincare, but like a premium kind of brand.
Okay. I would have just said ORS, Gatorade.
Okay.
Okay. Last one. Green.
Medical.
Medical. Okay. Yeah. Dettol.
Hospitals.
Dettol, any of these guys.
Yeah.
Perfect. And all these that we just discussed are what? Are category codes.
Yes, master.
Well done. Well done.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of This Living Room, where we not only talk, but apparently we also play games like this.
Yeah.
He throws surprises at me every now and then.
Such a dirty looking pink slip though, no?
Yeah.
Ugly. Anyway, yeah.
But tonight's episode is about category codes. Now, what are category codes?
Professor will answer.
Professor will answer.
Okay, so the starting point behind category codes is that the human mind essentially is a load minimizing entity. Okay, it will do whatever it takes to process the least, because the processing power required for the human mind in the human body is the maximum. Okay, so it goes for shortcuts, which is also because of why you have biases. Okay, so you see something and you're biased towards it, right? As in, you know what it is, you go for shortcuts. Category codes are those shortcuts where you form associations with a brand which help you segregate and filter some of the information coming through. So if you're walking down an aisle in a departmental store and you see a certain color and you see a certain type of code, you associate it with category, and then your mind doesn't have to process all information.
Yeah.
Basically, shortcuts to association are category.
Yeah. Like black is premium, like super luxury premium.
Correct.
Yeah. Silver on black, even, or gold on black, even more so. Now, brands have been playing on category codes for a very, very long time. But let's go back to history. Category codes were invented by someone. For example, the cross in a medical sort of world, right?
Yeah.
Someone said this cross is going to be green, and the mixture of green and red,
Yes.
right? Someone decided that.
Yeah.
And then people followed suit,
Yeah.
right? Someone decided to once create a category code which was like pink for beauty, skincare, creams, or whatever, and then brands followed. And over a period of time, that just became memory, muscle power. So when you would see that color, when you would see a certain kind of typeface, a font, you would associate, right? The mind
Yeah.
associates with different things,
Yeah.
right?
I think one wasn't the first application of category codes done in religion,
Possibly,
isn't it?
possibly, with the cross, or maybe even like, I don't know.
Yeah, like a pandit having whatever that
Yeah,
bhasam on the forehead
Yeah.
is category code.
yeah,
Like a rabbi dressing in a certain way is also category code,
absolutely, it is.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I think ritualism
yeah,
is also in some sense category
absolutely,
codes.
absolutely, it
Yeah, I
is.
think a large part of the application, if you go back, started with religion.
And it's very interesting because category codes now, I mean, not now, they bleed into fashion as well. So, for example, cap worn backwards is rebel. Now, even if I'm not a rebel by nature and I'm wearing a cap backwards,
yeah.
when someone looks at me, they'll associate me with being a rebel.
So these are cultural codes.
But it's also category, no?
It's also category. So exactly. So codes rest.
Correct.
Codes are basically shortcuts to human understanding,
Yeah,
which have certain associations.
yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It's very interesting. This whole cultural bleeding
Yeah.
into category, into design, and you know, I don't think design exists just in the communication world, right? It exists in architecture, it exists in
Yeah.
clothes, it exists
Yeah.
in all around us. It's done so that the mind, as you said, does as little work as possible.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think category codes should exist?
The short answer is yes.
Okay. What's the long answer?
The long answer is depends on what you're trying to do with the brand.
Okay.
So category codes are established. So by whom? Right? The two dominant players in the category, in any category, essentially establish category codes. 70-80% market share, or like I'm talking Indian context, right? Shampoos is one category where there's no brand above a 20% market share. So the dominant 2 or 3 brands will pretty much establish category codes, right? So packaging will look a certain way because these brands make packaging a certain way, right? Colors, communication style, choice of models and films, all these are part of category codes, right? Or structural bottles, etc., etc. Everything will be determined by the category leader. Okay. HFD category, health food drink category I was closest with, right? Horlicks 60% share, next best Bonvita with 10-15% national share, right? So these two brands and Complan, all three put together 85-90% share, would determine the codes of the category. Largely Horlicks would determine the code of the category, right? So there's this milk wave on the bottle across, right? There is this malt on the bottle, the colors, all of these, right?
Yeah.
Mnemonics of science, all these are determined by the market leader.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's up to brands to either follow suit or move away.
Yeah. Now, depending on who you are and how you are trying to differentiate, you will either follow the code or completely be away from the code, right?
Correct.
And there are certain key things about any category which are essentially non-negotiables. Okay. So, for example, health in a health food drink is a non-negotiable. Okay. But if you differentiate on taste, for example, right, you have to have very different cues, right? So indulgent, taste, all of those kind of things, right? So there is this balance, but it's a function of how you want to differentiate.
Yeah.
Now, today, I think what has happened is that today, in a lot of these categories, the codes have kind of become less dominant, but design styles have become more dominant.
But the codes have also been rewritten. You know, going back to your point where you said that a large brand will set a code and those codes will be followed, or you go against the codes. I've seen something where, and I'll give you this very interesting example, that a code was set and then a few brands tried to go against that code, and then that became that code moving forward. Okay, so cleanliness, a color for cleanliness. What is it?
White.
Yeah? Do you use a face wash?
No.
No? Do you know the color for most face washes now? Black.
Because charcoal.
But yeah, charcoal, correct. But imagine from a visual standpoint, you're looking at something which is essentially a cleansing product. Correct? Thesis says it should be white.
Yeah.
Prevalent thesis says it should be white.
Exactly, coming back to what I was saying earlier, how do you want to differentiate? Here the differentiator is the charcoal, right? And the color of charcoal.
But you could have done charcoal with a little ball of charcoal against white. The blackness of the charcoal
but-
would stand out.
but नहीं होता
instead
ना
of
उसका jarring. Now,
No, there are ways to do it nicely also, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that instead of making the entire
Packaging.
the pack black, which inherently is not like traditionally,
agreed.
it's not cleanliness. Dove is white.
But the interesting thing is our non-charcoal products also turn into black packaging, which is not the case. So the same brand with its charcoal line,
Yeah,
right? So Garnier, right? They have a charcoal men's face wash that is black, but their regular is green.
yeah.
Black cap with green. It's predominantly green, if I remember correctly.
Huh.
But the shift in category code happens when the dominant non-ingredient niche product also starts following that.
Hmm.
Today, where the category codes are getting rewritten is in the minimalism of design.
Hmm.
Right? Everything is very minimalistic
Correct.
packaging, single
Yeah.
color.
Which is where the clean packaging comes
The
into play.
clean packaging, right?
Yeah.
Now the clean packaging started with some brand which wanted to symbolize clean ingredients,
Hmm.
but then
That
clean,
became the norm.
clean ingredients became baseline for the category. That you can't have skincare which is not clean anymore,
Correct.
right? Paraben free, sulfate free. That's become baseline. So brands are adopting to clean packaging, clean looking packaging because of that.
Yeah.
So category codes are getting.
There was a
rewritten.
time when milk products,
Yeah.
packaged milk products were white. Now it's blue. And when I say now, I don't mean the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
1 year.
yeah,
I mean the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
10, 15,
yeah.
whatever years, right? It's blue.
Yeah.
Now, that's also very interesting as how and why someone decided it was going to be a great idea to turn it from white to blue. Because blue has nothing to do with milk. And yet, for me, I'm perfectly okay with a Nestle blue packaging. There's no problem. Mother Dairy blue, no problem with it at all.
How about it contrasts with white? Now it's blue and white. It's not just blue.
No, that's just blue as well.
No, the milk splash is always white on the blue. It's classic HFD category codes, right? Horlicks is also blue and white, right? They're very similar codes. As in milk and HFD are very correlated categories.
Hmm.
So it's not a major shift, by the way. Milk has always been in this white blue kind of space. It's never been very different. But see, codes are not just about color. Okay? Color is the easiest way to think of codes. Tone of voice. Tone of voice is also category code.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
does the brand talk, right?
Absolutely.
How does that category communicate?
Yeah.
Right? That is
Yeah.
also cool. A massive differentiation can happen based on just changing the tone.
Yeah.
But the problem there is then the brands go back to category and say that, hey, if this is a category which requires serious communication, can we
How
be
would we
fun-
do it?
Can we be funny? And will people take us seriously?
Hmm.
Oral care, classic example, right? Oral care is a very bland
Correct.
category from a tone of voice perspective.
Yeah.
Nobody talks in a very differentiated way. There is no
Yeah.
excitement in communication, none of that.
Yeah. Can you think of a funny oral care brand?
In India, none. Excitement is in close up and stuff like that, right? But that's also more excitement versus
It's a fresh breath energy. It doesn't come from funny or anything.
it's not funny,
Yeah.
right? There's no humor, there's no wit, none of that.
Yeah.
Why can't a brand be built like that? You know what I'm
So
saying?
would you be open to breaking category codes for the brands that you work on? Is this something that you would propagate with your founders that you work with?
Early stage brands for sure. For sure.
Give me pros and cons as to why is that a great idea, why is that not such a great idea?
For an early stage brand, anything which can help you differentiate. Anything.
But there's a con to that.
I'll come to that. Anything which can help you differentiate without it getting to a place where it is detrimental.
How do you know though?
No, but you have to take those risks.
Correct. So you don't know. Before taking those risks, you don't know whether it's going to be
Yeah,
detrimental
no,
to you or not.
So I'll give you an example. I was having a tone of voice conversation with a brand which was in the which makes PC products for PCOS. Now PCOS is a sensitive
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Right. It's linked to fertility, this, that, etc. Right. All brands in this category have a very preachy,
Correct. Absolutely right.
tone of voice.
Yeah, absolutely
If
right.
you have PCOS, these are the 3-4 symptoms. This is
Yeah.
the solution. This will happen.
We will come to your rescue. We will do
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. It's called God mentality.
Is there an opportunity to talk differently? Yes. Right.
Do you have to talk funny? No.
Humor and funny are different. As in, can you have a conversation which is not making fun of the person, but making fun with the person.
I would give me an example of how you would do that with PCOS.
So, couple of tone of voices that we were kind of dabbling with. One of them was around being the friend, like the friend, the close friend.
That's brand personality you're talking about.
No, tone. The tone of a close friend, like intimate conversation between two friends, right? Friends are not preachy with each other. As an intimate conversations are not preachy. That kind of tone of voice. The other one was slightly more out there, which was this slightly dry humor, shutting people down, kind of, they don't tell me what to do. I'll handle this. That kind of tone of voice, right? So we took it, we wrote few examples, right? And we showed it in a closed group. Like 8-10 people, right? 8-10 women in the TG, we showed it to and said what works, what doesn't work. We still picked one of them, which is still differentiated from the category. Right? But the point is, and we don't know how far this will go. There is a chance that eventually we might have to kind of tweak it, make it slightly more broad-based, etc. That might happen.
Right.
But if you are an early stage brand, anything, packaging, tone of voice, design, right, choices of media. In fact, even like in one of our episodes where we were talking about content, founder content, anything which can give you a leg up, you should try.
Correct. So theoretically, I absolutely agree with you, and I'm for this. By the way, the only thing which the logical part of me keeps going back to is the fact that your biggest job as a startup is to get the brand out there to as many people as possible.
Yes.
Right? Now that depends on people quickly associating your brand with certain things.
So this is where I disagree. Okay. The quick association is important for larger brands. The quick association. See, because if I'm a chota brand, right, which is just set up, my getting lost and getting misattributed is so high. If a new HFD, right, follows the same category codes as Horlicks, in the consumer's head, when the eventual decision comes, it will be Horlicks which will be top of mind. Even though you said something interesting, they will attribute to Horlicks if the codes are the same. So it's not about the quick associations, it's about disruption in thought pattern. If you're an early stage brand, you have to hold attention. Okay, the product seems different, which is fundamentally important, right? Product, and I keep saying don't make a better product, make a different product. Product is different, it is packaged differently. On top of that, they talk differently. Right? Initially, you have to hold attention. You don't have to merge with the crowd. When you scale, right, at that point in time, then default practices, right? Shopping aisle, walking, saw the red color toothpaste, it's Colgate, put it, right? Without thinking into the cart. That happens large case when you've gained market share, leadership positions. Here, if I'm walking down a toothpaste aisle, you will find red, blue, red, green, white, blue, these colors.
Yeah.
Suddenly, if there's a neon pink,
your eyes will pick up.
You're like, what?
Correct.
That is what you want. It's the purple cow thing, no?
Yeah, correct, absolutely. So I was having a very interesting conversation with Anand, who is the founder of Milk Basket, about a year back, I think. And he was starting a brand called Sorted at that point in time, which is now actually become Handpicked. So I'm going to tell you this little anecdote, and I'm going to ask you a question. In one of the meetings that we had, he said, look, on the app, most apps, like whether it's BB Daily or even Milk Basket or Swiggy or whatever, they have pictures of the vegetables and fruits.
Yes.
Which you order. So when you're ordering a tomato, you will see a tomato, even though that tomato is not coming to your basket. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
What you're seeing is, it's just a picture of a fucking tomato from Google or wherever.
Correct.
Right? He said, I'm not going to put any pictures on my app. That's also breaking category code.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How then are people going to be... So he wanted to test this theory out, which is why he was doing this. He said, I want to see if people still buy, right? Does the buying drop? Does the buying go up? Right? Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Right? Now my question to you that I want to ask is that if you were creating for a fruits and vegetables brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every single fruits and vegetable brand out there, at least that I know of,
Yeah.
show, and I'm not talking app, I'm talking communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brand communication. Show fresh fruits and vegetables because that's what when people see it, they know fresh and hence they buy. Would you create a brand without showing fruits and vegetables in their brand communication? And if
Yes.
so, why?
Yes.
Tell me why and how you would do it.
Again, depends on how I'm differentiating the brand, right? So just
But you would talk about freshness.
no, hold on, no. Example. Okay, let's take this example only. So let's say, just building on this handpicked example, if this brand was about every day somebody goes to a farm, plucks fresh fruits and vegetables, and I'm just making this up, and delivers it to your door. Okay,
which is similar to what handpicks
largely,
this thing
right?
is. Yeah.
I could just show the farmer.
You would show the farmer.
I could just show the getting to the farm and getting back. I could just build comms around that. Like a delivery van reaches something at 5 in the morning, somebody is up and ready. I don't care what is getting loaded in the cart. I could do that. Depends on how you build it, right? Now, you asked a very different question, UI, right?
No, my question was not on UI. I was giving you an anecdote on UI.
So
the question was not on UI.
So on UI, now there's a very interesting thing. As in, if you look at packaging today, okay?
Like on UI, sorry to interrupt. On UI, when you're shopping for clothes, fashion, you see the product and then you buy. Is there ever going to be a brand where you can't? It says whatever. There's only one
black t-shirt.
Black t-shirt. There is a picture of a black t-shirt, but there is no 4 pictures of models wearing that black t-shirt.
So very interesting. Okay. The apparel buying decision is basically your imagination of how you would look into that.
Correct.
Today, now with this whole 3D AI avatars coming in, eventually you'll see how you will look.
Correct. Which Lenskart is doing with their spectacles.
So which means that you don't need to have a product photo, by the way. You will be part of the shopping experience. You'll keep scrolling through, you looking at 100 pieces of clothes you are wearing instead of a random model.
Yeah.
Right? But this category requires that visual to be bought. Now think of packaging for new age brands. Okay. Packaging for e-commerce first brands is still getting designed like packaging for retail shelves. Retail shelves, how is packaging stacked? Either it's like this, one on top of the other, or you have this one facing where the only thing you can read, because the retailer is here, the shelf is behind him largely, right? You can't see too much. So the only thing you can see is brand name, right? Today, design agencies are still designing packaging.
But is that because the brand at some point wants to get into retail?
You can change packaging, right?
It's very expensive.
No, why? Why is changing packaging expensive? If you have reached that stage where you can get into retail, you have grown. You can afford new packaging. Okay. What is the single most important thing that will tip the needle? Now, your packaging
for e-commerce, you're saying,
is going to be visible where you are competing on the Amazon search page, right? If you're looking on desktop, you will find like 10 products in one row and at least 50 products together. Why can't the packaging have the key message, the key differentiator of the product on it, right on top?
How would you read it in such a small square?
You can.
What? Even on a desktop, if you open it, this actual size is about this much.
No, the image loads up, right? So 6 words.
That's if you click on the product.
No, in the comparison page. In the product comparison page.
That's if you go into the product page. I'm talking about the search page.
Search. I'm saying where there are 50 listings.
Yeah.
Right? If you see the image, okay? Instead of today, where there is this obscure brand name and some weird packaging with nothing on it, if you just had 5 words, which were the key to the product differentiator.
And not show product.
Not show product meaning? Packaging. I'm talking packaging.
No, so for example, let's say that...
Let's say it's a shampoo bottle.
Yeah, shampoo bottle.
A shampoo bottle today has these chota fonts with something written, big brand name.
Correct.
Right? And largely you can't read anything other than the brand name on the package.
You read the brand name and the how the bottle looks.
Or how the bottle looks. Instead of that, 4 words which talk about the product promise. With brand name written sabse chota niche. 80% of front of pack real estate is with key product benefit. What would convert better? Nobody knows you, right? Nobody knows your brand name anyway. You are
And
completely,
also, I'm seeing the brand name next to the product.
you're seeing in that listing title. It's a waste of real estate. Design is being done by people who've been used to
There must be a reason why it's been done like that.
nobody's done it otherwise. Lot of times, both the reason in life is just because nobody's thought of the alternative. A large part of it is that.
Like food, for example, shows food products. Now, if you look at Pot, right? Pot doesn't show pictures of products. Pot has fucking illustrations, right? So if you're ordering for a chicken curry or whatever it is, they'll show you an illustration of chicken curry.
Yeah.
It blew my mind when I saw it for the first time,
Yeah.
right? But like the reviews were so good, I was like, fuck it, let's order it.
There
Food
you
was
go.
fantastic, right? And there are a lot of brands who are doing this. But on the other side, there are a lot of brands who are sticking to the category
Yeah.
code of showing that crispy chicken coming out, this, that, whatever, plating, beautiful lighting, all of that. Both trigger my decision to buy. On one side, I do want to see the food when I want to eat.
Yeah.
I do want to see the food. I get a little cheesed off when I see listings where the food is not there,
Yeah.
because my trust factor is down.
See, exactly. Food, apparel, the visual matters, the sensorial matters, right? Wherever,
But to your point, same point, right? Forget about Amazon, move to Zomato. I've searched for butter chicken,
correct.
right? Now inside butter chicken, there are in one scroll there are about 6 on the app. I can see 6.
6, 8, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now to your point, why on that square instead of the food image or whatever brand, why can't I have differentiators? Why can't original Lahori butter chicken or like 24 hours cooked butter chicken?
Platform will not allow it.
But why? It's the image.
No. So the image, so Zomato, food platforms have guidelines. Okay. You can show certain things, you can't show certain things.
But I'm sure Amazon also has guidelines.
Amazon has, you can show front of pack, but your pack can be anything. I'm talking about packaging. Amazon says white background, product image, but the product can be anything. No? That Amazon is not controlling. But food apps have this thing. See, the problem with food is that it's not standardized product. Okay, kadhai chicken, 10 people can cook differently.
Correct.
Right?
And hence a differentiation.
No, but you might be expecting the kadhai chicken which you ordered from the restaurant last time, but this guy for some reason decides to cook it in white gravy. You will return that food if you haven't seen the image.
Yeah.
So if there is lack of consistency, right, and there is high sensorial appeal, sticking to category code makes sense, or showing visually the category makes sense, right? But if there is standardized product packaging, right, shampoo, cream, anything, any packaged product,
I would be very intrigued to see a menu or see an app where food was not shown. I would be very intrigued.
But you won't order. Again, sensorial.
Again, I think storytelling has a huge role to play in this. How you communicate? Like if I really took it up as a challenge, right? I would do this.
Have you seen advertising of this D2C brand called Killer?
Killer, no.
KILLR. They make these. They have these marinades, like dry powder marinades, masalas, which you can marinate food in and you can cook.
Got it.
Really good product. Okay? The storytelling is very interesting. It's food shots. It's food getting cooked, but the story is, and they do
You're talking about videos.
They do Bollywood in the story. Okay? And what is that famous Shah Rukh Khan, ye ladki ko dekha or something like that, right? So a take on that is the VO and there is food. So the storytelling is very different, but sensorial is important in food. It makes you hungry, right? When you see food, you want. When you smell food, when you see food, you want to order. So that category nuance is also there. You can't apply the same rules.
You remember that famous campaign from Mad Men for Heinz, which started off as a gimmick on the show, but then it was a produced campaign by Heinz, where the category code for Heinz is to show ketchup, right? And then the campaign that was presented was a burger, French fry, curly fries, and there was something else. I can't remember what it was. With no fucking ketchup. It was just a dry, it was a great looking burger, but like there was no ketchup. And that fucked with people's minds. And the only thing that you saw was the Heinz logo. That's it.
Yeah. Something is missing or something like that. The copy was.
Yeah, I can't remember what the copy was.
Yeah.
But see, that also broke a category code, right? But it did so in such a beautiful way where you actually knew A, you knew what the product was. B, even without seeing the product, you actually wanted the product even more because you
Yeah.
couldn't see it,
Yeah.
and the picture was so incomplete,
Yeah.
right? So you wanted it even more.
Yeah.
So
See, in summary, I think the way to think about this is that you have to have a point of view on category code. As in, you can't assume that you will follow category code across the entire marketing.
and
spectrum.
you shouldn't break it just for the sake of breaking it.
Yes, and secondly, you shouldn't break it. Like even the product packaging experience is category code,
Correct.
Right? Like
Everything, tone of voice, as you mentioned.
everything.
Yeah.
right? So it has to be thought through.
Hmm.
You might choose to stick to it. You might choose to go back retro, saying no, category code was like this 20 years back.
Hmm.
I'm going to do that.
Hmm.
You might say, fuck category code, I'm going to do something completely different. Whatever it is.
Hmm.
Pay attention.
Hmm.
Like have a thought through. See, basically, brand building is these small nuances, right? The more you think about things,
Or like how Oatly does it, right?
yeah.
I mean, they've completely broken everything. But yet, it's so delightful. The brand they're building is so delightful.
Cereal, for example. That's
Cereal.
Cereal brand.
Yeah.
Half the advertising is just copy
What's
written
that? The
on slides.
water brand?
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. What the fuck? Like hardcore, dark as fuck
Yeah.
for water.
Like metal, rock, all these kind of things back in the day. Right? Beer can looking water.
Yeah. You saw the last one with the
mini.
the pregnant women.
I haven't seen that. You've seen their minis ad. Now we have minis.
No.
Yeah, that's also a crazy ad which they've come.
For Liquid Death only.
Yeah.
Achha.
So not the 500, but now we have minis or something. Like a 250 ml can or something.
Insane shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, so in summary, break category codes, don't break category codes, do what the fuck you want.
Please think
but
about them.
like, share and subscribe. Whatever we do, like, share and subscribe. Always.
And we shall
Play another game.
refrain from playing these lame games.
No, we shall play these games more often.
Okay.
I love these games.
All right. Bye.